And we're live. Hey everybody, welcome to the Flippin Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Today is June 1st. It is Tuesday and it is the first day of June. So we are in the 6th month of the year, halfway through 2021. And we're getting into summer slowdown, as most of you know, which I think this year it hit a little bit earlier than normal. I kind of noticed our sales started slowing down in May, and a lot of you have expressed that as well. But we're going to stay motivated. We're going to keep listing. We're going to stay active and cross-posting and keep those multiple streams of income coming in so that we can weather the storm of the summer slowdown. Hey, Silvis, welcome in. Robert's here, guys. He's got the Blue Wrench, Zombie Bargain Hunter, so you can bother him if you need something. So tonight we're going to talk about sell-through rates, but I'm going to wait for some more people to get in before we jump on into that. I guess I wanted to address the summer slowdown and just remind folks, you stay positive, just keep going, keep listing, keep active. You will thank yourself in Q3 and Q4 when things pick back up. If you stay active during summer slowdown, you can keep your sales up pretty well, and then you'll have extra listings and lots of stuff will sell later. It is normal. If your sales are getting slow, it happens every single year. Slummer? Hey guys, slummer. Summer slowdown's a real thing. But if you're new to eBay and you're just getting started, you may not notice it yet this year. Oftentimes, if you're a new reseller, when it hits, you're still growing and your listings are growing and your sales are growing. So you don't even really notice it until you've been doing this for a while and then you hit your first summer. Gnome and the Frog are here as well. They also have a wrench, so you can bother them if you want. Hey, David and Bill, welcome in. I will see you guys in 3 days. I'm going to go out to their side of the state and visit with them and Dan and see my friend Colleen. It'll be a good time. Megan, welcome in. So let me check and see how many people are here. So I'll just keep riffing at you all night. We got quite a few people. Hey, Marilyn, welcome in. If you miss any part of the show, obviously, as always, you can watch whatever you missed on the replay. This will upload to YouTube once the live is over with, and you can watch it again for information if you need it or whatever you missed. I'm going to be doing some screen sharing tonight and some math. Y'all, we're going to be doing math with Star. I did go over the math with Keith. I double checked it. I made sure I knew what I was doing before I got into this. All right, let's address the issue of my stuff is sitting and it won't sell. I hear that all the time. And the fact of the matter is your stuff isn't really taking a long time to sell. Your expectations are unrealistic. Unless you're selling something with a high sell-through rate, such as electronics, your stuff is not going to just magically sell within a day or two of being listed. Now, that being said, obviously, there's always the items that you're going to list that are going to sell overnight or within a couple of days of listing. There's always the chance that something you list is something someone's been looking for and it's going to sell right away. You could have a rare item or just something that's not oversaturated that perhaps someone has been looking for. And even long tail items can sell very quickly sometimes. And it does happen. But for the most part, Squishmallows, I would say, have a high sell-through rate because they are the rage right now, whatever. But most items don't sell quickly. If you're selling used clothing, and especially if you're selling plush, you're looking at items that are going to sit for a while before they sell. The reality is, with used clothing, especially I can say this, Used clothing, most of it generally falls in the 3 to 6 month range. I'm going to do some screen sharing and some math with you guys tonight to prove this. But this is something I know offhand because Keith and I have done mass amounts of research for our clothing guide. If you have purchased our clothing guide before, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you kind of a brief little preview of it tonight in a screenshot. But our clothing guide has like 145 different brands, used and new, and we figure out the sell-through rate on it. And that will tell you how long it normally takes to sell, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months. And the majority of stuff falls in the 3 to 6 month period. And that's just how it is. It is a fact. It's been proven. It's normal. And if you're listing stuff and you're expecting it to sell faster than that, and you're getting upset that it's not selling and you're complaining that my stuff just sits and doesn't sell, the problem is you. You have unrealistic expectations for how fast your stuff is going to sell. Unfortunately, a lot of new sellers come into this thinking it's magic and that you're going to list something and immediately have it sell, and that's just not how it is. It's just not the reality of it. And a lot of times when I have people come to me, whether it's email or messages saying, oh, but I listed this plush and it's taking forever to sell. It's been sitting forever. And I ask them, well, how long has it been listed? How long has it been up? And they're like, oh, a week. It's like, are you serious right now? You expect something to sell within a week and you think it's taking forever? I just think that a lot of sellers come into this with the wrong mentality and the wrong expectations. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Let me address some folks in the chat. Marilyn, did I say hi to you, Marilyn? Well, hello again. Hi, Pete. Robert. It's math with Keith by proxy is what it really is. Hey, guys, Danny's here and Colleen are here. Hey, guys, I will see you guys in a couple days when I come out there. Okay. Oh, Lucille's here. Hey. All right. So people ask me all the time, how do you figure out your sell-through rate? There's the historical sell-through rate, which I always refer to in my What Sold videos. And I say that on average, clothing has a 0.5% sell-through rate. I'm just going off the average, the historical sell-through rate Keith and I have always had. And most of my friends that resell used clothing. Oh my gosh. Totes sidetracked. Guys, I might get to hold a baby. Okay. Anyway. So if you have 1,000 listings up and it's used clothing, you should be selling about 5 a day. That's 0.5%. But if you want to figure out your real sell-through rate, there is a formula. Now, this formula I'm going to give you, you can use it to figure out brands on eBay, which I'm going to show you how to do that, or you can use it on your own store. The formula is the same across the board. So if you want to figure out your actual realistic sell-through rate, you would go to your eBay on your app or the computer, either is fine, and you would see your 90-day total. So you take the total amount that you sold over what's currently listed plus the amount sold. And then you times it by 100. And that's your 90-day sell-through rate. If you want your daily, you divide by 90. Star, what are you talking about? I'm going to pull up a calculator and give you an example. And you'll understand. Okay, so for the sake of the ease of math for this formula, we're going to say that you have 1,000 listings up. And you've sold 900 in the last 3 months. So you would take the amount you sold plus currently listed, which would be 1,900. Okay? And you would divide your sold by that. So if you sold 900 in the last 90 days and you still have 1,000 listed, you have to add that together. So you would divide 900 by 1,900. You would times it by 100. and that's your sell-through rate for 90 days. But if you wanted your daily, you would have to divide that by 90 to get your daily, and that would be a 0.52 sell-through rate. So that would be having 1,000 listings and selling 900 over 90 days. Does that make sense? Is everyone following along? I'm going to check the chat. So it's sold divided by listed plus sold times 100. You guys can write that down. So eBay does stuff in 90 days, so that you have to divide it by 90 to get one day. I'll do another example. Let's say you have 2,000 listings, and in an average month you sell 300. So you would have 900 solds at the end of 3 months, which would show on your eBay. And so you could say, I have sold 900, and you have 2,000 listings. So you would divide it by 2,900, and then you would times it by 100, and then you would divide it by 90. And that's a pretty good sell-through rate right there. So that you can do to your own store, or you can do on the back end of eBay's sold to figure out a sell-through rate on a specific brand or type of clothing if you want to see the sell-through rate before you buy it for sourcing, because you want to have stuff with good sell-through rates. Also, I'm going to show you with Terapeak tonight. Terapeak gives you the sell-through rate, and their stuff goes back 3 months, 9 months, or a year, so you can look at it that way. eBay doesn't give it to you, so you have to figure it out on your own, and that's where this formula comes in. So I'm going to show you a little quick sneak peek of our clothing guide. Our clothing guide is color-coded. So the sell-through rate column on our clothing guide shows you red for slow. These are items that take like 9 months to sell or longer. 3 to 6 months is the average that most clothing is going to fall into. That's yellow. And green is fast, which means it sells faster than 3 months. And you will see that there's not much green, but look at how much yellow. So the red would typically be extremely long tail items, or if you'd rather, we can call them poop. And then you can get down here to the green, and these are the fast items, the bolo items, the ones you really want that sell really fast. But most of them are going to fall in that middle range in the yellow. And you can see here how we figure out the sell-through rate is the formula I just gave you. So let me go back up to the top so you can see our columns. In our clothing guide, this is how it's broken down if you've never purchased it or seen it. It has 7 for all, mankind, women's jeans. And then we have used and we have new. So when we created this guide and updated it for 2021, it had the data from the beginning of 2021 from eBay. At current, there were 31,155 used women's jeans that were 7 for all, mankind. And 5,445 had sold. So our formula is the sold divided by the sold plus the listed. But then we have the chart converted into a percentage. So you can see it's 16%. That's really slow. And then 39%, 27%. And that's how we figure out the sell-through rate. We just have it, the spreadsheet do the math for us, because you can put formulas in that you just punch in the what's listed, how many sold, and it does the conversion for you. It does the math. I love spreadsheets. I mean, you literally set up a formula and it does everything for you. And then we have this column converted to a percentage and then color code it for you guys so you can see the colors there. So that's a little sneak peek of our clothing guide and how that's broken down and how we figure out the sell-through rate. And we update it every single year. Hey, Amy, welcome in. So the Plush guide is the same. The Plush guide has bolos, bread and butters, and no-los on it. And they're broken down by how many are listed, how many sold. The sell-through rate is right here. And then it's slow, fast, or medium. And you can see, again, There's not very many fast compared to the yellow. And when you get down, there's more red. The Plush guide also comes with an actual guide, a PDF. So our clothing guide is just the spreadsheet. It has like 145 brands broken down into women's, men's, used and new. Our Plushie guide is broken down by bolos, bread and butters, and no-los, which are poop. They're the opposite of bolo. You don't want them. But the Plush guide also comes with a bonus guide, and I've got that pulled up to give you a little peek of it here. It has an actual booklet with it. This is the Plush guide. Gives you an introduction, and this is what's contained within the actual guide. There's a section on why sell plush, myths, FAQs, and then the bolos, bread and butter, and no-los. And then there's important notes about the accompanying spreadsheet to tell you how to use it. So this goes through why you should sell it. There's all kinds of good stuff about myths and FAQs as you go down. Let me make sure everyone's all right. So the sell-through rates, as you can see when you figure them out on used clothing and Plush alike, most of them are generally slow. There's some red, which is stuff you kind of want to avoid. Maybe I should stop sharing for a second. That's the really slow stuff or the really bad stuff that just doesn't move. The yellow is average. It's the average lifespan of most clothing. If, as you saw in the spreadsheet, the majority of it's going to fall in that yellow, 3 to 6 months. And then the really good stuff is the green, and that sells faster than 3 months. So if you're not into volume selling or bread and butters, you can avoid the yellow and the red and just aim for the green. And if you're okay with having a good mix of both, then you would just aim for the green and the yellow, and you would have some fast flips, and then you would have a majority of the medium flips. Those guides also, if you didn't see, have the average sell price on each of those items, both the clothing and the Plush guide, and then your target buy price is put in those guides as well to show you, okay, if this is what it sells for, averaging in your cost of goods and your shipping, this is what you should buy it for to maximize your profit. That's all in the guides. It's all broken down for you. So there's 2 reasons why we're talking about this tonight. The first one is to break down, I feel a cough, I'm sorry. Don't look, I'm coughing. Okay. The first one is to break down that myth that you're going to come on eBay as a new seller and you're going to list stuff and it's going to be magic and you're going to make tons of money and everything's going to sell really fast. Nope. Wrong. That's a misconception. Those are unrealistic expectations, and I want folks to understand that. And that's why I gave you a peek of the guides. If you have never purchased our guides, now you've kind of seen some of it, and you've seen the reality that most stuff just doesn't move that quickly. And the second is to show you that you can do this on your own, but it takes a while. Like Marilyn said, that is a whole lot of work. It's very tedious. It's a lot of work, but you can do it yourself. You can absolutely look up every single thing you buy and do the math that I told you, the formula, and figure it out for yourself. And you can do your own research, or you can save yourself 3 months of it's a lot of work. It took us the first year took a long time. Now we just have to update it every year, but it still takes a while. So the guides are available to anyone who wants to take a shortcut and have the work done for you. We've done it all. It's all there. There's 145 brands in the clothing guide, and the Plushie, I think, is up to, I don't want to misspeak. I'm going to go to my website where I describe. Have you guys seen our website? Let me show you. It's kind of cute. It's super cute. So if you go to the flippinhippos.com, it will forward you to the Wix site. But you can just type in flippinhippos.com and it will forward you right to our website. And if you go to the training and guides, it kind of tells you more about them. 150 brands, characters, and types of plush are included in the plush guide, and 145 plus are included in the clothing guide. We started doing these in 2019, and we do update we update the sell-through rates every year so that it's up to date. It's amazing what changes in a year. Like I said, we go through every year and we update them, and we notice that sometimes a brand that used to be red will turn green. Something that was green will turn red. Yellows will turn green. It's really crazy. And I think it just depends on, like, you know, the trends. Because you'll see stuff that used to sell really fast move to slow. And then the target buy price changes along with the sell price. I've seen jeans that, you know, I put on the clothing guide in 2019 at an average sale of 40 go all the way down to 20 the next year. It's crazy. But we do update all of that information every single year, and then we add additional. That's why I had to actually see how many brands and everything's included, because every year we add like a handful more, like maybe 20. And I add more FAQs and more myths every year to the PDF part. But those are there. Those are available if you want to cut corners, if you don't want to do all the research yourself, if you just want to have a guide that you could take with you when you're sourcing. They come in a PDF form, and they come in the spreadsheet form. So if you open the spreadsheet, you can add your own notes to it, or you can just have the PDF on your phone. And if you're outsourcing, you can just look at it and go, oh, this brand is green, I want it. Or this brand is yellow, but it says the average sell price is 40, so it's worth waiting for it to move. Because sometimes the stuff that's slow, that's yellow, is higher prices, and it's worth sitting on and waiting for. So, thank you so much, Megan. I appreciate that. So here's what I want to say. I'm going to go through Terapeak with you guys and the back of eBay. We're going to do some more math together to show you how to do it on your own, because you absolutely should know how to do this on your own. This should be a skill and a math equation that you know how to do in your own head at all times. So we are going to go through that. But what I'm going to do is we're going to extend the sale that we just had over Memorial Day. If you're on our email list or you're in our Facebook group, you saw that for Memorial Day, we were doing 50% off all of our guides for everybody. We're going to extend that. It is live right now, and it will go for the next 24 hours after the show ends. Actually, I think I set it for 9 o'clock tomorrow night. The show usually ends around 8. So you'll have a little over 24 hours longer if you want to take advantage and buy the guides at 50% off. The code did change, though. The code is now, I'm going to type it in here for you. It's sell-through HIPPO, all caps, no spaces. Sell-through HIPPO. If you put that code in at checkout, then the guides will be only $12.49 a piece, or $20 for both. So you can get both guides for only $20, $12.49 a piece. You can also use it if you want to eBay or Poshmark closet review. Those are 50% off as well. So you can just put that code in for the next 24 hours. We're going to extend it, and you guys can have those at your fingertips. But let's do a couple with you guys to make sure you understand the formula and how to do the math yourself if you don't want to buy the guides. So we're just going to look up. I want to figure out the sell-through rate of Miss Me. Ooh, that's still on caps. Miss Me women's jeans. So what I would do is I would notice that at current, now this is just, overall, all sizes and all styles. I mean, you can get really specific with this if you want. I could have typed in size 25 or boot cut, but usually when I'm looking up the sell-through rate for a brand, I just want to know the overall sell-through rate for the entire brand. Usually I will break it down by gender because a funny thing, men's clothing usually does better. If you just do the sell-through rate on a brand for women and then you do it for men, you'll notice that they have a higher sell price and they have a higher sell-through rate. Almost always men's clothing does better So there's currently 21,397 listings for Miss Me jeans for women. Then I would go down here to the solds to see how many sold. 12,855. So remember our formula. I want to take the sold plus the current listing and divide the solds by that, right? So the solds plus the current listings is going to be 34,252. And the solds by themselves were 12,855. So I would divide that by 34,252. I'm going to times that. I just divided. Holy cow, I pushed the wrong button. All right, let's try that one more time. The solds divided by the total of the both times 100 is 37.5. So if I wanted that in percentages, whoops. So I would know that that has a 37, right? So if we wanted to check men's, check this out. You know, I don't think Miss Me makes very many men's jeans now that I'm actually thinking straight. Let's try silver. Silver women's jeans, right? There's 10,100 sold, just to show you real quick the difference. And men's only has 3,000. But if you actually look at the actual listings, why is this being a turd? All right. Silver men's jean, because I can't type. You know what? I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. All right. We have 3180 listed for men. And then we have 3,120 sold. So, listed plus sold, 6,300. So I would take the solds divided by that total number. You're looking at 0.49, right? So keep that in mind because we're going to look at women's real quick just to show you the difference. Total sold for women is 10,100. Total listed is 27,820. You'll notice that women always have more listed too, and that probably has a lot to do with why the men's does better. There's less men's clothing listed, so it's easier to compete. It's not as oversaturated. There's not as many listings that your listing is going to compete with. There is absolutely less men's clothing listed all the time. It's crazy. So I'm going to add 10,100 plus 27,820. And then I'm going to divide 10,100 by 37,920. 0.26. So you can see that the men's at 0.49 is nearly double. So nearly double the amount of men's and at nearly double the rate, the speed of silver jeans. So that is absolutely crazy. All right, I'm just checking in on the chat real quick. All right, now here's where it gets easier. If you have a store, you have access to Terapeak for free. When you're in your seller hub up here at the top, you know, all the tabs up here. Under research, you can go to Terapeak product research and you can just type in silver men's jeans and you can do a year, 90 days, 30 days, or 7 days. If I wanted to look and see what the sell-through rate is in the last week, because that's probably going to help me out more at current. The sell-through rate, it's right here, 5.38% for the last week on men's silver jeans. If you want to see 90 days, just like it shows up on eBay, you would change it to 90 days, and you would see a 29.29%. So just to show you the difference between women and men's, I discovered this doing all the research for the guides. I mean, it's nearly half. I think there's more women's clothes. It's more saturated. I have this theory, and I don't know if I'm correct or not, but this is my theory. I think that, I don't like the glare. I think that men tend to find something they like and wear it until it falls apart. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that men just buy clothes and wear them until they can't wear them anymore. Whereas women will replace their wardrobe or buy new clothing when the styles change, when the trends change. Women's weight fluctuates more than men. We lose weight, we gain weight, we lose weight, we gain weight. We got to buy different sizes all the time. We got to buy different stuff for different events. Women are a lot more picky. They want, jeans and dress pants and all these other things. And I think that women just replace their wardrobe and buy way more clothes than men to begin with. And then more get donated and more get sourced and more get listed. And women are shopping more. But realistically, men have a better sell-through rate, their clothing on eBay, because there's less of it. So there's less to find because they're not donating as much because they keep them longer, but they're less listed. So you're not competing. And I've said that for a long time, that I prefer to sell men's clothes. It's just harder to find men's clothes, I think. But even like the best example I can give people is the BKE brand of jeans. The women's have been raced to the bottom. And most of the times you're lucky if you can get like 20, 25 on the high end for BKEs for women. And then men have the Cody, the Dakota, they're BKE jeans, and then they have like a men's name on the tag. I've talked about them before. And I can start those at 50, and I usually end up selling them for 40 or 45 on a best offer. So that's always the example I give. I just think men's clothing does so much better than women's clothing. So yeah, let's do a couple more Terapeaks just to get you guys comfortable with that. I know a lot of people don't use Terapeak. I don't know if it's because they don't know how or they're intimidated by it. I didn't like it at first either. It used to be a paid thing, but then they started offering it for free with your store subscription. So I forced myself to start to use it and learn how to use it. And now I really enjoy it, and it can be a really good tool for you. Also, David of Gnome the Frog really likes Terapeak, and he showed me, because you way you can go back a whole year, you can see what something sold for historically back over a year when you're deciding how much you want to list it for. Maybe it sold for 40 last year, and now it's selling for 20. You might want to go in the middle, knowing that people at one time were willing to pay 40, and you can kind of see the sell-through rate, and then make your decision based on that. So let's look up Disney Store Stitch Plush. And we will do a whole year, okay? So the average sold price in the last year on the Stitch Plush was $48.17. You can see the range. I'm sure that depends on a lot. 99 cents are the turds selling him for too cheap. $3.15 might be some super large or rare. The average shipping is $10.14. He probably does go priority a lot of times. A lot of the stitches I've had have been pretty big. 46% of the listings had free shipping, and 5,265 stitches have sold. And it's not going to give us the sell-through rate for over 90 days. So we'll do 90 days. In comparison to the last year, you see the average sale price shoot up to 70. So either stitch has gotten more popular or better stitches have been listed, but his average sale price just for the last 3 months is $70. And now 54% of people are offering free shipping. 1,729 have been sold, and he's got a 22.62% sell-through rate for 9 months. So if we wanted to know what that was like on the daily, divide that by 90. And that's about where Plush is. Plush is about half the sell-through rate of clothing. You guys know I say the 0.5% historical sell-through rate for clothing. And I always say, like, if you have 1,000 listings that are used clothing, you can expect to sell around 5 a day. If you have 1,000 Plush, you could expect to sell around 2.5 a day, give or take. Plush is just more long tail, period. But that's how you use Terapeak. It's super simple. And you can do just how many stitches have sold in the last week? Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Woo! Okay, it's taken a while. Oh, it failed to respond to my query. I'm going to check them in the chat while we wait for Terapeak. Can you guys hear me and see me? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me and see me. I need to know I'm not talking to myself. Didn't freeze. We lost power. Okay, there we go. Robert, I sent you a text. Our power went out and then came back on, and I had to wait for the router to reconnect. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, everyone can see me and hear me now. Yeah, I apologize for that. I wish I could control the weather and the power, but I can't. So yeah, we did have a little power outage for a second, and then router has to reboot and all that good stuff. All right, so now everyone can see me and hear me, and I was back. Robert's like, I was on the phone. Oh, I did text Robert. Can you let the folks know I lost power? I'll be right back, but that's okay. Okay, so I was on Terapeak, and I was showing you guys Stitch, and I was about to show you the 7 days, and then so in the last 7 days, Stitch's average sale price has gone up to $89. This is why I love Terapeak, because you can look up historically what he has sold. This average sale price is right here that I'm talking about, guys. We saw that it went up exponentially from a year to 9 months to the last week. And it happens. Trends happen. The availability, the saturation, it can all play a part. His sell-through rate is up to 3% in the last week. That's really good. 111 have sold. Now 59% of people are offering free shipping. You see the sold price range on the high end has gone down, but it's come up on the low end, and the average price has come way up. So let's do that with one more item. Let's try something else with clothes. Let's look up men's Tommy Bahama, right? Tommy Bahama shirts. I could tie. Okay. So we'll look up a year first. Average sale price in the last year on Tommy Bahama shirts. Now, this is just a generic search, so it's going to include polos and the great graphics with the button-ups and all that good stuff, too. $25. 128,000 of them sold. In the last 90 days, the average sell price has gone up to 26. Sell-through is 21%, 39,000 sold. And if you wanted to see how they were doing in the last week, there you go, 26 average price, 27 if you want to round up. 3,000 have sold. And you could also look at 1 month. But it just kind of can give you a better idea of the sell-through rate. Is it going up? Is it coming down? The trends, and the average sell prices. And I like to look at all of that when I comp stuff. And it's super important to look at the solds on eBay for sure when you're comping, because you need to know what stuff actually sold for and what people are willing to pay for it. Absolutely, you should be looking at solds, but you also need to be looking at current listings, because you need to see what they're currently listed for. And then Terapeak can give you a better look at now, this week versus last month and the last 90 days, where eBay only shows you 90 days. But it's important to look at all that. And I think it's super important to look at the solds, and most resellers will tell you that, but they don't tell you to look at the listings. Just because in the last 90 days, people were willing to pay 40 or 50 bucks, say, for Miss Me jeans, if all the current listings are now at 30 because all the turds are racing to the bottom, and you list yours at 50, you're going to be sitting on them for a long time. So you want to go more like 35 or 40, because I like to price high. If you look at the solds on a Stitch Plush, and you're seeing 20, 20, 20, 30, 40, but you look at the listings and there's only like 6 now live, and they're going for 40 and 50, you know you can list higher than what the solds were. That was what people were paying for them, but now you're only competing with what's actually listed. Most people will tell you to pick a median range, If you want to have a medium tail, a medium sell-through rate, a medium wait time on your listings, then pick a medium. If you really want to have room for best offers and the ability to run sales, which I recommend doing both, you should be running sales all the time, and you should be doing best offers. You should be pricing on the high end because you have to allow yourself that wiggle room. Also, there is, and I've talked about this before too, there's that perceived value. If everyone else has let's say a Simba from The Lion King, and there's a bunch of listings for Simba, and they're all listed at, say, $15 free ship. And the pictures are dark. They're on a floor. They're on a couch. They're in a bathroom, whatever. I've seen some terrible pictures. And they're not offering, best offers. They're not running sales. Their pictures are bad. Maybe their titles aren't that great. And you come in and you have a nice, crisp, clear background. Photo room app. It's free. Makes great pictures. It takes the whole back out. Your photos will look like stock photos. I'll show you some of mine. I'm going to pull that up while I talk, and I'll show you some of mine. But you come in, you have great photographs. You've got the keywords in the title great. You've got that formula you should be following for the title. And you're offering free shipping, and you're offering best offers. You can absolutely list your Simba at $25. If your Simba looks better, your title's better, you have better keywords, you're offering more of the best business practices like best offer and free shipping and all of that, your Simba can be more expensive than other people's because of a perceived value. They will look at the lower priced ones and wonder what's wrong with them. Why are these priced so low? They got to be torn, ripped, damaged. Something's wrong with those. Look at those dingy, dark pictures on the floor. Oh, look at this nice, crisp picture with bright photos and these great keywords. And hey, they have best offer. So I'll offer 20. And then you can take 20. You still got $5 more than the other people. It's about perceived value. And you have to give yourself... I'm about to share my screen again. You have to give yourself some perceived value as well. You have to value your items. All right, so these are photos that we've removed the background with the photo app, photo room app. It's free. It's on Apple. It's on Androids. See these? See how nice they look and how pretty? And then look at this. That's ugly. I need to fix that. But if you're competing with folks that have pictures that look like that, and your plush is nice and like this Dora, like this frog, I need to fix these bears. I think I have these listed. I've been going through my unsolds each morning and fixing them. So if these are ending soonest, you're going to see a lot more ugly ones. Because our newer stuff that's just been put back in, minus that ugly thing and that ugly thing, I don't know what's going on there. But you can see nice pictures. And if your pictures look like these, plush here, and other people have them on the floor or in a car, like I saw Robert said, or in a bathroom, and this is your picture, they're going to look at your stuff first because yours looks better. It looks more professional. It has more of a perceived value just by having that nice front photo. And you can do that for free. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't make any money from them. I just absolutely promote the photo room app because it's so amazing. I'm obsessed with how good my pictures look. These are like stock photos, right? So when you're comping, it is important, and when you're sourcing, when you're deciding what you're going to purchase, first of all, it is important to know the sell-through rate because you don't want to be buying stuff that's going to sit for years. But it does happen. Like, there's the exception that sometimes long-tail stuff will sell overnight or sell really quickly if you hit the right buyer at the right time. Sometimes things will sell fast. Sometimes you'll source something that typically has a high sell-through rate And for some reason, yours sits and sits and sits. It just happens sometimes. Not everything you buy is going to sell. And if you're stubborn, like me, or Robert, or Megan, you can leave your listings live for 2, 3, 4 years, and eventually everything does sell. I just recommend ending it and selling similar instead of just letting it good till canceled every month. Do that. Play with your keywords. Play with your photos. There's things you can do to try to get it to move. But if it's actually truly poop, then you just need to get rid of it. But again, that's how you can check. Hey, Della, I'm about to end. Sorry, you can watch the replay once it uploads. You can check the sell-through rates on the back end of eBay using that formula. And it is solds divided by solds plus the listings that are active times 100. Boom. That's the formula. You all can also use that on your own store to figure out your own sell-through rate. Just use your 90-day total that you get on the app. And then after that formula that I just put in the chat, you would want to divide it by 90 because you're getting 90 days. You want to see your daily sell-through rate. How I say ours is around 0.5 if you want to know that. And then again, if you guys were on the fence or hadn't decided yet, we have extended the sale on our guides. Everything's 50% off, so you can get both guides for $20 right now. You got to use the code that I told you, sell-through HIPPO. You'll just put it right in at checkout. There it is. I'll put it in the group after this video. And I was just going to show you in the description box right here is where you can get them. And then the price will be half of that. So these are the links to get them. Or if you're in the group, I'm going to put them in there. I think that's everything. Do you guys have any questions before I let you go? If not, and you think of anything later, you can always come back to the replay on YouTube and leave your comments there, and I can get back to you and answer questions. Or you can tag me in the Facebook group, which is the most reliable way to ensure that you're going to get a hold of me. I'm going to put the link for that in the chat as well. I just set it up. It should absolutely be working. Let me double check it while I have you guys on here. That's the link to the Facebook group. Make sure that you're in there. It's a great group. I'm going to check this. I'm going to copy paste it and make sure it's active. It's working. It's set to end tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. And this is the code that you need. There you go. That'll get you 50% off. If you're trying to use the Memorial, I can't even speak English. If you're trying to use the Memorial HIPPO code that we have for Memorial Day weekend, that one did end. So you'll have to use that one. But yeah, it says it's active and it's working. It will be active through 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So we'll extend that sale for you guys. And again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about sell-through rates, Terapeak, if you need any more help there or on the back end looking at comps or titles, keywords, anything at all, guys, comment on the video, tag me in the Facebook group. If you want to be more private about it, not as public, flippinhipposhelp@gmail.com. Okay? Don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave. It really helps the channel. And if you're not subscribed, please do so. And don't forget to hit the little bell so that you're notified when I put out new content. Got some great stuff coming out for you. I actually have a note here. I'm supposed to remind myself to tell you guys that tomorrow the June listing challenge video will be coming out. And there's a very special, extra special challenge for all of us in that video. So make sure you're got that bell clicked so you know when it comes out. And until then, go be productive, go make some money, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Bye.